Hey everyone, how's it going? I'll take this. Here we go. We might as well get straight into it. I will be streaming for a bit. Just let me tweet out that I'm live streaming. Live streaming right now. Talking. Hashtag the flash. Oh, I can't type today. Just let me know if you can hear me in if like my voice is good, if I have to turn it up a bit. It should be sweet. I guess that's how I'll word that tweet. Let me look up a funny GIF to chuck into the, there's literally nothing that's somewhat funny. I'll just put that one in. Okay, you can hear me? Sweet. Awesome. Okay, just give me 2 seconds and then we'll get into like all the prerequisites, I guess, as we when we stream. Okay. How are we going, everyone? Turn up slightly. Do I have to turn it up slightly, or is that just Connor? Because I don't want to make it too loud, so if I like cough or something, I've got to keep it at a level that where, you know, it's not too loud, so if I do make a loud noise, it doesn't blow your eardrums out. Okay, no, just reading that. I'm going to be delayed a bit. I'm not too sure how long the delay is. Just hope it isn't too bad. Okay. Anyway, we may as well start now. So yeah, if you haven't been to the stream before, or if you just need a reminder, keep the chat just civil. If you're being an idiot in the chat, you're probably going to get timed out, and you know, and then don't complain if you get timed out. You know, it's not me that's going to be timing out, it'll be the mods. The volume's a bit low. Let me move it up a bit. So hopefully, let me know if that's a bit too loud. I'm hoping it isn't. Hopefully it's all good. I'm just, yeah, hopefully the volume's decent. But yeah, just keep the chat civil. Don't be an idiot. Otherwise, you're just going to get timed out. And then don't complain if you get, once you come back, why you were timed out. It's because you're being an idiot. And that's about it. And also, if you want your question 100% read out, you can super chat. Some people were asking, oh, in my country, I can't super chat. You can click a link down there. It's like Streamlabs. That's how I'm doing. If you're in like one of my last streams, you would have seen like an animated GIF thing sort of come up whenever someone super chatted or donated or something. If you click that link, you can do it there, and the same thing comes over here, so I can read your question. I'm not too sure, like 100% how it's gonna work. I'm gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, when you donate, you see a GIF pop up. So when someone super chats, you'll see. I think it's like, yeah, when someone super chats, you'll see like a funny GIF pop up. If you were here before in the last stream, you would have seen it. When was that? That was like, what, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. But yeah, I won't talk about Black Lightning spoilers if people haven't watched it, because I know a lot of people might not have watched it yet, and they might be saving it till whenever the weekend or something. Okay, well, we'll probably get a test of this thing right now because Sam donated. Is it gonna pop up? There we go. I don't know I don't think it made a noise, which is a bit annoying. Did it make a noise? Let me know if it made a noise or not. If it didn't, that sucks. I might have to go back into it and have a look. But I won't be able to do it now, because I've started the stream. But yeah, that Streamlabs thing does accept PayPal. So that's one of the confusions people had. So yeah, if you want to get your question on Super Chat and stuff, it will be like a version of Super Chat, but through Streamlabs, if that makes sense. But we have Azza 2398, 2398, yeah, 2398 with a £2 Super Chat, very much appreciated. How awesome was the Arrow trailer? So yeah, they released a new Arrow trailer this morning, I guess. Yeah, there's probably no sound. I don't know why that is. While I'm answering this question, I might quickly look it up and try and fix it. But yeah, they released a new Arrow trailer. which was okay. Holy crap! I thought my stream had just closed for some reason. But they released a new Arrow trailer, and if you want it, if anyone wants to link it in the chat, that'd be very much appreciated. If anyone wants to do that, or you can go to Twitter. It should be in like your sub box if you subscribe to the CW. What do you call it? The YouTube page. Or if you even go to Stephen Amell's Facebook. I think it was uploaded there first, and then it got uploaded to like YouTube and Twitter afterwards. But yeah, it's a really awesome trailer. Some people think it's just for the episode that's coming out tomorrow. It's actually for the next couple of episodes. Usually when Arrow releases these trailers, they're like for... I'm not too... Okay, I just saw someone type in ha ha ha. I'm not too sure like why they typed in ha ha ha. But that trailer's like the next 2 to 3 episodes most likely. Whenever Arrow releases those like new trailers, they're for like those couple of episodes. Yeah, I know there's no noise, which is a bit annoying. So let me literally try and fix it now. And hopefully this will fix it. So if I go... Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Sorry about this. I know it's annoying, but I sort of have to do it if I want to try and get this fixed. Okay, so hopefully this will work once I get this fixed. Just because I know that okay, so hopefully it'll work now. That's my hope. So whenever someone donates like a larger amount than $2 next, it hopefully should go off. But sorry for like not paying attention there. But that new trailer, yeah, it's probably for like the next 2 to 3 episodes roughly. I know it's for at least for episode 10, which is tomorrow, and episode 11. But it could also be up to episode 12 as well. But it's hard to sort of tell because it could just be fight scenes from episode 12 they're chucking in there. But it was really cool. So go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Sam with the $10, very much appreciated, Sam. Here's a little to be able to, yeah, funny joke, Sam, to pay my rent. What do you think of the Flash? Do you think DeVoe's wife will play a part in DeVoe's downfall due to her inner conflict, Barry's cell? Yeah, 100%. I think Marlies will either betray DeVoe or be dead at the end of the season, or both. I think she'll go against DeVoe because you can sense there that she has like some mistrust, and maybe she can feel that DeVoe is maybe moving ahead with his plan without her. Like maybe she's not in the picture as much. So I definitely think I'm not going to say in episodes to come, but towards the end of the season, I don't necessarily think she's going to team up with Team Flash. I just think she's not going to be with her husband, like help DeVoe with his plan and stuff like that. So I think she's definitely going to betray him, and it might end up in her death. But you can tell she's definitely not comfortable with what's going on at the moment. And Barry's cell, I thought that was actually a really cool moment. Just because some people are like, oh, it's just because it's Henry Allen's cell and stuff. But I think it's more of like, it's putting Barry in a situation. I mentioned in my review yesterday, I'm 99% sure, about how Henry was in that situation. Like, he'd been sentenced to life in prison because he murdered Nora Allen, but he got out. And honestly, the person that killed Nora Allen was the Reverse Flash, a dude from the future. So if he can get out of prison, if he can get proven innocent and get released from prison, then I'm sure Barry can. So that should like inspire Barry a bit and also put some hope into him whenever he sees that written on the wall that his dad did eventually get out of jail. So I thought that was a really nice moment. And in next episode, Goldberg's in there, the wrestler. We'll do a video tomorrow going more in depth, but in a future episode of that, they say that there's like a person in Iron Heights that like consoles Barry. I think it might be him, even though he's debuting in the next episode. I think in episode 12, he'll be there again, I think. Did you see the leaked elongated man? It wasn't leaked. Like, it was publicly put out there by the CW and Warner Brothers. They were the ones that put it out there. It wasn't leaked. So, I don't know. Were people saying that it was leaked? It wasn't leaked. Like, it was put out there by CW. It was like a proper press release. So, yeah. And then Alexis Perez with the $2 super chat, very much appreciated. Do you like the Siren versus Canary dynamic rivalry? Sorta, but it's sort of like inconsistent because personally, I don't understand why Black Siren would have too much against canary apart from the thing that happened at the end of the season, but really that was more, what do you call it? Like Quentin Lance, you know what I mean? So personally, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like if it happens on the show, I'm like fine, but yeah, I prefer like if, you know, Black Siren was like her main target, I guess, was either Quentin, which I don't think it is going to be, as you can tell by the mid-season finale and probably what's going to happen in the mid-season premiere. He's going to become more of an ally, I guess. But yeah, I think she's going to probably move on to being like her and Oliver having more of a conflict than Dinah Drake. I think Dinah Drake's going to be more mingling with Vigilante. And even that trailer that they released earlier, it does sound like Dinah Drake's going to be... I don't know if she's necessarily going to be turning on them, but definitely going about her things, like going about things her own way, if that makes sense. Oh, sorry, Alexis, you asked the same question. Oh, well, thanks for the extra $2 super chat anyway, thank you. Yeah, sorry it took a while to get to the super chats. Is the reason Barry looks so tired is because of him not taking in enough calories? Yeah, well, he won't be able to use his powers if he's not getting his calorie intake. So that's definitely one thing that they have to watch out for. And I think just him being in prison, like he's not going to be up and walking around and be all springy and stuff like that because he's in prison. I think he's going to be a bit more mellow, if that makes sense, a bit down. Is there going to be another musical? Not this season. If they do another musical, actually make it a musical, because I did make this, I think it was in the crossover stream I did this weekend. The musical from last season wasn't really a musical. Like they had 2 songs in the episode which were original songs, but usually a musical is all original songs. So if they did a musical, spend more time on it and make like 5 or 6 original songs, even though that's, you know, easier said than done. But yeah, I think it's smarter to make it like a full-on musical and place it more suitably in the season. Like it was placed really badly in The Flash last season. Maybe place it around episode 15 or 16 or maybe even like 13 or something. I think it makes more sense to put it there. Thanks, Sam, for the $2 super chat. Arrow Trail? What's Arrow Trail? Arrow Trailer? Is that what you... Might have to let me know in the chat or something. I'm not too sure what you mean there, Sam. Vladimir, our friend from Russia. Let me scroll down because it went through the chat. Actually, I'll just pop it up here. I don't think you guys heard that. Let me know if you heard that. If not, I'm gonna have to fix up my the Streamlabs settings because I don't know why it's not making any noise now. It's very frustrating, to be completely honest, because I was working the other day. But anyway, Vladimir, Brainy was cool, actually. I really loved the acting. He really reminds me of Star Trek. Data, a nice and smart android who misunderstands humans. Yeah, I really enjoyed the, what do you call it? Brainiac aspect of the Supergirl episode. There were some other issues with the Supergirl episode. I think it could have been a stronger premiere. I thought it was a strong premiere, but it could have been stronger. Seeing what they had going on in the episode, I was sort of disappointed with how the Legion acted in that episode. They seemed a bit weak, if that makes sense. And I thought maybe the return fight between Supergirl and Rain was a bit anticlimactic, which is a bit disappointing, but I really shouldn't have expected much, just because why would they put another big fight the episode after there was already another big fight, you know, because in the mid-season finale we had a big fight, obviously. So maybe I was expecting a bit too much, but the Brainiac aspect of that episode was really cool, especially because he looked like crap. He wasn't the best looking character, but his actual character, like his traits and stuff, and how the actor portrayed him was really good, and I'm excited to see more of him. And the actor said he's going to change looks as we progress into the season. I don't know if that means he's going to make himself look like a human or something like that, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, with the sound from the GIF, it's annoying. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it while I'm on stream. I think I'm going to have to... It's something with OBS. It's 100% something with OBS. So I'm going to have to deal with it there, which is a bit frustrating. Unless it's something to do... Hold on. Actually, I think I might know what it is. I think it's because of that. What if I go... I think it's because of that. So maybe... I think it might be fixed now. I might be wrong. But the next time someone super chats, it might work. Okay, hopefully that's what it is. Okay, but we'll wait and see. Like, no one rushed to do it, but let's just wait and see if it happens the next time the thing pops up. Alexa, but thanks for that super chat, Vladimir. Very much appreciating the sort of, I guess, the question. Alexis Perez, once again, $2 super chat, very much appreciated. Can you rank all the Canary suits, including Black Siren? Well, there's 4, I guess. There's Sarah's, Laurel, or just the suit. She changed her hair, I guess, but it's the same suit. Then Dinah. And I won't include Dinah's one from Season 5 because that wasn't really a suit. It was like some jeans and a jacket. Probably... It's hard. I'd probably go Sarah's Canary suit, then Black Siren's suit, then... I don't think I'm going to be able to... which one's better? Because the thing is, I don't mind Dinah's. It's just sort of stupid that she has, like... It's like a t-shirt. Like, it has sleeves. It doesn't go all the way down. Like, what if she gets... She's got gloves, and then just, like, cuts off there, so there's a lot of skin exposed. And then it's like, why do that? And her suit would most likely have Kevlar on it, so what's the point of having that little break there? So that sort of knocks down points. And Laurel's has all those buckles on it, which I don't think is the best look. It was sort of a weird design. I don't mind a couple, because, like, to strap and stuff. But it's like all down. It's a bit unnecessary, the amount. So I'm just going to say there's a tie between those last two, because I don't think I can really... They both look fairly cool, but there's like certain elements of the suit that makes it look a bit lame in some aspects. So Laurel with the straps, or the belts, or the buckles, whatever you want to call them. And the and Dinah's with the stupid break in her arm, which she could easily get cut. So... I won't be uploading this to my channel. This is like one of those random streams that just goes on my channel when it's live, but when it's finished, it won't be like go up as an upload, if that makes sense. Like, the only times the stream will go up as an upload is like when it's like a group stream, when I'm talking to other people, or something like that. So yeah, this one won't be going up, unfortunately. I wish I could, but it just packs too much onto my channel, if you know what I mean. Did I see Mon-El's suit? Yes, I did. I did see Mon-El's suit. I think it makes you wonder, like, why did they release that first one with like the black jeans and stuff like that? Like, what was the point in that if we were going to get this new Mon-El suit, the Valor, like the Valor suit, like Mon-El's suit from the comics? Like what was the point of that? It's sort of, I don't know what, sometimes they do silly things on the CW shows. The only thing I can think of as to why that Mon-El suit didn't appear is because it might be a future, like a flash forward, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So, sorry, I'm just looking something up on my phone. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, I think that's why. It's because... That's maybe why they're revealing it there, because it might be like a future Mon-El, if that makes sense. Like, we're going back to some scene in the future, or we might see him in that suit. But if that's not the case, then why have him in that other suit? It just feels a bit weird anyway. But yeah, is Robbie and Mel Stephen and Mel's brother? No, they're cousins. Just let me see. Vladimir, opinion on Crisis on Earth 1. Like, the idea of Crisis on Earth 1. Did it make noise? It made noise. Woo! Was it loud? How loud was it? Okay, well, I'll wait till you guys see that. But finally, I figured it out. It was because of my computer. I had changed my output settings so I could do something else with my audio. So that's what it was. And I didn't fix it up before I came on OBS, and I completely forgot I did it. Ugh. Okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, do you mean like the prospect of Crisis on Earth 1, or are you talking about Crisis on Earth X? It was quiet. Okay, well, maybe if I turn that all the way up, we'll see what it's like next time. I don't really want it to be too loud, just because if I'm talking. But But let's see if that fixes up next time. Oh, the fan game. Cross. I think yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it a couple of times. Some people have mentioned it. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I've only seen a couple of things of it. Like, I haven't seen it for a couple of months. So if there's any additions or upgrades, if you know what I mean, maybe someone link them to me on Twitter, because I haven't seen it. I think the last time I saw it, they added, I think it had Jesse Quick in it, maybe. I want to say it was maybe Jesse Quick. That might have been the last time I saw it. If that happened, if Jesse Quick was actually in the game, then let me know, because I think that was the last time I saw it, unless I was seeing something else. But let me know if that's... Yeah, but yeah, if it goes forward, then it'd be pretty cool to see it happen. Even if it's just like a mod for another game. It's fun to play with, I guess. But Alexis Perez, once again, with the $2 super chat. Very much appreciated, Alexis. Dinah Drake versus Laurel Earth 1. No canary cries. Like, fighting-wise, it'd probably be Dinah Drake, just because she was a bit more experienced, I guess. Yeah, I think that's one of the updates I saw. I think, as I said, I think the last thing I saw was Jesse Quick was running around, I think. As I said, it was a couple of months ago. Well, yeah, Jaws is probably deleting a couple of... I'm not really reading the... I've seen some of the comments, and it's just like... yeah, I think people are a bit silly in this chat. I get a lot of silly people sometimes in these live streams. I don't know if they're subscribers that are just really weird people, or they're just people that jump through live streams and just try to cause trouble. I don't know what it is, to be completely honest. But I think I got everything. Yeah, I did. Do I enjoy them? I don't watch any... The only other people I dabble in with watching their videos are the guys I do my live streams with. Do you think Dominic and Cecile are related, or that Dominic might be the real father of Cecile's baby because she has mind-reading powers? I think... Nah, that won't be it. I think it's just like... Cecile's baby is obviously a metahuman, and it's just like sort of... You know, it's like offshooting some of its power to... what do you call it? Cecile, and she's just getting... She's not able to read minds. She's just able to read thoughts, I think. So if someone's thinking something in their brain, she can hear them, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm sitting here, you know, like telepathy, you'd be able to read someone's mind when they were like dreaming, I guess. I don't think she necessarily has telepathic abilities. She can just read when people are thinking stuff, if that makes sense. It's very similar to telepathy, but it's not the exact same thing. So she doesn't have an extreme metahuman ability. Thanks, Danielle. Very much appreciated. Yeah, we already talked about the 2-minute Arrow trailer that was released. Like, honestly, I just remember having a good time watching it. I can't necessarily remember exactly what happened. I just know there was a lot of tension between Oliver and Dinah. And it almost looks like they're making Dinah team up with Vigilante and go a bit, maybe not evil, but anti-hero. Maybe killing people to get ahead in what they're trying to do. Cosmic Boy versus Vibe. Who would win from Alexis Perez with the $2 super chat? Vibe, because Cisco's my boy. It'd have to be Vibe. Even if it's maybe some powers are like overlapping, but I think Vibe just gets that, his charisma would get him over the edge. What do you think about the Valor suit? I think it looks good. It's what I expected. It's honestly what I expected exactly. Like, Valor or Mon-El's suit in the comics is just a reverse of Superman. Honestly, it is, and that's exactly what they did. Like, his suit, it looks exactly like Superman's, but just with the colors reversed and no big crest. So it's exactly what I was expecting, but it was still cool to see and actually get it confirmed, because his current suit looks like crap. I think he looks like he's wearing a pair of jeans with like a pimped up leather jacket. Yeah, I released my Black Lightning what do you call it, review maybe 5 hours ago, maybe almost 5 hours ago. So yeah, you can go check that out if you want. It's like I go much more in depth than I would be able to go in this stream. Dominic's last name is Lance. Any connection to Laurel, Sarah? It's actually Lance with an S, so it's L-A-N-S-E. That's Dominic's last name, while Sarah and Laurel, sorry, are L-A-N-C-E. So yeah, it says Lance. Like, a lot of people were asking that, but it's Lance with an S for Dominic and Lance with a C for both Sarah and Laurel, and I guess Quentin as well. When will Gypsy show up again? I'm not too sure. I know that Breach is meant to be back this season at some point. I think they did mention that Cisco and Breacher would be getting their own like sort of buddy episode, or at least there's going to be a story in an episode with them two. But in regards to Gypsy, I would have no real clue on when she's coming back, to be completely honest. I'll just wait for the GIF thing to pop up.
This house is bitchin'.
Okay, hopefully that was a decent volume. If it's not, I can fix it for next time I stream, because it's on full volume on my OBS. So it's obviously something on Streamlabs which I have to fix, unfortunately. Sorry if I missed some questions, but what was the question? The amount of snow outside just got out of hand in Moscow. Finally feel myself being Russian again, as it's mostly 0 degree. Well, I wish I could. You probably got to see it in the reflection of. Can you see it if I move my head? See how it's like? It looks like there's just a massive light bulb outside. That's just the sun. That's just the brightest sun you'll ever get. There's literally not a cloud in the sky. Yeah, there's no clouds in the sky. So I've probably got like the complete opposite of what you guys have over there in Russia. It's I'll tell you the temperature right now. If you're in Australia, then you're probably feeling it as well, because I think it's hot. Actually, I think in Sydney it might be cold, but I'm pretty sure it's basically pretty damn hot. It's 28 degrees where I am at the moment, which isn't too hot, but it's extreme. Oh, it's not that humid actually. There's just a lot of sun. There's no coverage, so when you're in the sun, it just feels quite hot. Sam with the $2 super chat. Finger-sized legs or leg-sized fingers? Finger-sized leg or leg-sized fingers? Probably finger-sized legs, I guess. I think that's the best way to go, just because I could just sit down in a wheelchair, but if I had leg-sized fingers, you couldn't use your hands at all. 37 degrees in Melbourne, I'm dying, from Indiana. I don't think, it was actually like 37 degrees here on the weekend, I think, and I almost died. I remember I went out to take out the rubbish, and I went barefoot outside onto like bricks, and I think I cooked my foot. Like, I think I could have been able to eat my foot. I think that was actually a possibility. Man's not hot. No, man is hot. Not today. On the weekend I was, and probably this weekend as well I will be also. Australia uses Celsius. I think, like, isn't like America like the only country that uses Fahrenheit? Maybe Canada does as well. Like, only a couple of countries use Fahrenheit, and the rest use Celsius. Have I seen Ralph's new suit? Yeah, I have. I actually have it. I'll bring it up. If no one's seen it, I'll bring it up for you guys to have a look at. Because I have it on my computer. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Where is it? Is it in here? No, it's in this one, isn't it? Okay, there we go. That's Ralph's new suit. I'll just put it there. I think it's good. I think the goggles look a bit weird, but he has to conceal his identity. So you can understand that. It almost looks like he has like a mini firestorm sort of thing going on there. I'm not too sure what that does. I'm not too sure what that does, to be completely honest. Maybe that allows him to like shrink himself down, maybe, or something. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I like the look of it. I like the colors. I think he might get another improvement. One thing that has to be noted though, and a lot of you guys might have missed out on it, this is like the first time we've had a non-leather suit in, or at least a suit that doesn't have some sort of leather in it for a CW show. Like Killer Frost has the like the denim jacket, but she has leather pants. So unless, I don't think Ralph has leather pants. I think this is like one like jumpsuit almost. I like it though. I was very surprised when I saw it. I'm surprised they released it in the promo images, and I'm surprised that we got it in this. Actually, I can move this over here, can't I? Because it's a lot of wasted space. I'm surprised, honestly, to be completely honest, that we got it in the promo images, and I'm not too surprised we got it in the episode, because it is called the Elongated Night Rises. Like, that's the episode title. Elongated Man's suit was purple. Yeah, this is like a maroon, if you want to call it that. You could argue it's a shade of purple. It's more of a maroon. Yeah, I like it though. I really like it. I think he will get another improvement, as I said, before the season ends, and they might just make it a bit more fitting, if that makes sense. But overall, I think it's a good upgrade. Like it beats the grey onesie pajama thing by a mile. So I don't think you can be too angry at it. And And I wasn't really 100% expecting in this episode. And he is going to get called the elongated man in this episode. They gave that away in the promo images because in the what do you call the little, like when they release the images, they have little like credits down below. And usually when Ralph's been suited up as like the grey person, he's usually just been called Ralph Dibny. But in these ones, he was called elongated man. So I think in this episode, which I was expecting Cisco to actually name him elongated man in this episode. But it looks like he's getting the new suit and being called elongated man. So double win, I guess. But yeah, I like the look of it. I know some people saying that it looks like Black Lightning's goggles. It sort of does. Maybe they just took the design and just thought, okay, we may as well. They've got a spare pair on the Black Lightning set. We'll just use it on Flash for Ralph. But I don't know. I like it. They might fix that up a bit though, and maybe just give him like almost like what Arrow has, like the one that actually sticks to your face, because I think that would look better than these goggles. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we'll take that image off now. Oh, sorry, we got super chats. Vladimir, our friend, elongated man, the only time spandex makes sense. Yeah, 100%. But then that's why I think they might make the suit a bit more fitting. Just because it does look like almost like he's wearing like a windbreaker. If anyone knows what that is, like a windbreaker jacket. That's what he looks like he's wearing. So yeah, they might fix that up in the episodes to come, or at least before the season ends, he might get a more fitting suit, but looks similar, like maybe the same color scheme and stuff like that. But overall, I'm happy with it. Like, it's not like I saw it and like rolled my eyes and went, like I did with the Mon-El suit maybe. But that one I was sort of happy with, and I was sort of surprised to see it. Super chat is this thing. I'll show you guys if you don't know. Super chat is you click this little emblem down here. It's like a $sign. You click it and you can send a super chat just like Alexis did, and you just drag it up and send whatever amount you want. You can type in a message if you want. If you can't super chat, you can click in the description. You'll see a link that says streamlabs.com/Pagey. If you click there, you'll be able to donate, and the message will still pop up on stream if you can't super chat. As I know some countries can't actually super chat for some reason. I'm not too sure why. But we'll jump into Alexis's question, which is, where is it? Black Lightning versus Livewire. Who would win? Probably Black Lightning. The thing is, with Livewire, I don't necessarily know she can die, because she can just turn to electricity. So it's a bit weird with what do you call it? Livewire. While Black Lightning is like mortal, and he could just get, you know, overpowered and died. Oh, and be killed, might I say. So I don't know if we'd ever see a fight between them, but I think I'd have to say Livewire, because I just don't think she would be able to die. Like, I don't think Black Lightning would be able to kill her. He might be able to like overcharge her so she passes out. Maybe that's a possibility. It'd be a pretty even fight though. But if it came to like punching and stuff, like Black Lightning would most likely have the upper hand, because he actually like sort of fights with his hands, like, while Livewire just uses electricity most of the time. But yeah, it'd be pretty even. Did DeVoe switch bodies with Dominic, or did he take control of his body? Well, both. He swapped bodies with him. Well, he didn't swap. He just took control of his body. So if they can remove DeVoe's consciousness, if you want to say, from Dominic, then Dominic should have his body back. Yeah. I think that's how it works. I didn't really properly explain it. You could make the argument that maybe they did swap bodies and then they killed DeVoe's old body, which had Dominic in it. Maybe that's what they went with. But yeah, they didn't really get too in depth with it. A lot of people were asking like about what do you call it? DeVoe's wheelchair. They're saying, oh, why didn't they use in the courtroom that DeVoe was there in the attic, in the apartment, but he didn't have his wheelchair there? How do you get up the stairs? I'll have to bring up an image, because a lot of people were pointing this out, and I had to correct a lot of, well, not a lot of people, but a handful of people about it. And this is, you can see it here. This isn't going to be the best image, just because it's from a decent distance away. But that arrow there, that's his wheelchair right there, if you can see it. It's not the most high quality picture because it's zoomed in, but that's his wheelchair there in the background, just above his body. So there's his body just under it, and the wheelchair is just above it. So yeah, for people wondering how he, like, isn't that a piece of evidence that his wheelchair isn't there? It's right there. So yeah. So I'll take that away because I think everyone's had a decent time to look at that. What do you think of Barry stopping time? Well, they did say before we went into this season that Barry would have new abilities that even he didn't know he had. So he was always going to have like these new abilities that would always just randomly sprout out, and that's an example of it. So he was just randomly able to what do you call it? Run over and completely stop time, but also use like put Iris almost like in like a Speed Force bubble, if that makes sense. So she was in his time, but you know, not paused like they were. So that's a cool ability. They can use that much more in the future. Will they? Probably not, because they only ever use the powers when they really need them to be relevant. So hopefully it comes back up. But the Flash Riders sometimes have a tendency to like bury powers for a bit. But we will find more new powers that Barry never knew about going forward, which should be pretty cool. Just wait for this super chat. Let's see if it makes a noise, because I've never really witnessed it making a noise yet. Will it make a noise? Come on, make a noise. Make a noise.
This house is bitchin'.
Made a noise. Thank God. Okay. We'll get to your question. So Alexis with the $5 super chat, very much appreciated. Oh, we got another one. Okay, that was random. Did the turtle from the Flash season 2 have the same abilities as Hunter Zolom on Zoom from the comics? Yeah. Sort of. They're very, very similar. Like the whole, because in the comics, Hunter Zolomon or Zoom isn't necessarily a speedster. He's basically like constantly time traveling, if that makes sense. Like sort of slowing down time and then moving very quickly. It's very similar, but not the exact same thing. But I think that's maybe why they use the turtle in that season, to sort of like, almost like pay homage to what Hunter Zolomon's real powers were in the comics. They couldn't really do that in the show. It would have taken too long to explain, in my opinion. It's just easy to go, he's just another speedster from Earth 2, without going too in depth with the new like whole different type of speed or different type of speedsters, if that makes sense. So I think it was more of like a throwing back an homage, or homage, might I say, to the proper Zoom powers from the comics. When you said turtle, I thought you were talking about the turtle that Barry and Iris have as like the engagement present or the housewarming present. That's what I thought you were referencing. But thanks for the super chat and the comment, Alexis, very much appreciated. And then we have our friend Vladimir. Just realised today how much I hate roaches, but I know it's much worse in8 So the worst 8-leg things you have randomly ever met. It's probably just spiders, but you just run into them. They don't come looking for you. Someone asked me this on Twitter the other day, actually, and they were wondering how often I get bit by spiders. I'm like, never, because like spiders don't come to bite you. They'll just bite you when you go near them. It's the same with snakes as well. So if you just stay away from them, they'll stay away from you. So
This house is
we're going to the super chat, more music or more this house is bitching or whatever it is. But yeah, I hate cockroaches though. You get a decent amount of cockroaches though, which is a bit annoying. I can't stand like bugs at all. Not a fan. But anyway, lucky you don't have to deal with it, Vladimir. We have a $5 super chat from Blake. Very much appreciated, Blake. Is there any evidence they missed? It's that Barry and the cops were only there because the security system went off, and Barry wouldn't break in. Yeah, that's a confusing part. I guess I did see some people bringing up that maybe they skipped over some evidence. But sometimes when it comes, I know you meant to take everything into account, but I think there was so much evidence going against Barry at that time they didn't look at the minor evidence, just because it would have taken too much time. I know it's a flaw and it could be seen as a plot hole, but I don't think it's as big of a plot hole that's like someone making it out to be. But I can understand if you were getting sort of, if you did get annoyed and maybe they didn't take all the evidence into account. Like some people were talking about the wheelchair. I just said, I showed the wheelchair on screen where it was, so that is like redundant now. People complaining about that. I saw a tweet which had like 800 likes on Twitter complaining about it. I was like, these people are liking this tweet without actually looking. Like, you saw it in the mid-season finale, you saw it in the mid-season premiere trailer, and then you see it in the mid-season premiere. There's 3 different points when you see the wheelchair in the apartment, and people were still wondering where it was. So, Like, I don't listen sometimes on the show. Like, people will bag me out, well, not bagging me out, but heavily pointing out that the name Fallout was mentioned in the episode yesterday, and I'll admit I was like, okay, well, I just missed it. I just wasn't listening, but I always keep my eye out. I'm like always looking out, so I notice things with my eyes a lot, but I might miss stuff with my hearing, if that makes sense, because like I'm usually writing notes down on here, so I'm not always paying attention. But I think it's a minor issue, the whole security system. Because sometimes, like, when I've lived in houses where you put the security system all the time, sometimes you just trigger it yourself. Like, you take too long to enter, like, the code to stop it going off. So, that could just be what their understanding of it was. Did I miss any other super chats? I don't think I did. I think I got everything. Okay, I did. All good. Just want to make sure I'm not jipping anyone. Because I missed once, I think it was like 3 live streams ago, someone donated $10, and it was as I was like a couple of minutes from logging off, and I just missed it completely, and I felt really bad. I think I answered their question the next stream, so I think I repaid them, I guess. But I felt really bad, so I just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. How will Barry get out of prison? That's the question, isn't it? That's the big question. Like, how is Barry actually going to get out of prison? I think it's all... I don't know how long he's going to be in there, though. Just because... There's set pictures of him, spoilers, but they're filming episode 15 now, and there's set pictures of Barry out of prison. This house is bitchin'. There's set pictures, yeah, of Barry out of prison in his flash suit. So that's episode 15. So we'd have to assume by episode 13 or 14 he's out of prison. Episode 12 looks like he's still in prison. Oh, actually he will be in prison still in episode 12. So usually what the shows do is that they do like 2 to 3 episode arcs. So I think by episode 13 or 14, Barry will get out, because that'll sort of be the end of that him in prison arc. But yeah, I'm not necessarily sure like how he's actually going to get out. Vladimir once again. So the real Zoom can't travel 600 miles on foot. Yeah, he could. He would just be walking a long time. You know what I mean? Because he's not necessarily a speedster. He's just slowing. He's manipulating time. I think that's like actually like his time manipulation. I think that's exactly what his powers are called. Like his ability. It's not speedster. It's like time manipulation. So that's why he is seen as one of the fastest speedsters, because he's manipulating time around him to make it look like he's running fast, which is what the turtle did essentially, but to a lesser degree. So Zoom would be actually like running like a proper 600 miles, if that makes sense. Do you think Richard Dragon has martial arts training? It didn't seem like he had any in his fight scenes. Yeah, they were sort of underplaying Richard Dragon. In his character description for Arrow, he is like a martial arts expert, I think it is, or he's highly trained in the martial arts. One of the two. So we're going to see that play out, but I don't think they really want to focus too much on that when, what do you call it? Like Richard Dragon, not Richard Dragon, when Caden James is seen as the big bad. But even in that trailer that they released, it almost like that you do hear Richard Dragon talking. It just sounds like very villainous stuff that he's saying. He's going to be the big bad. If he's not the big bad, I'd be very surprised. Just because Caden James really doesn't like, he's not threatening. You know who's not fast? Emergency Awesome sending me Flash Ring I won 2 months ago. I don't know, maybe talk to him on Twitter about that. Because that's sort of illegal to do the giveaways and not give the prize away. Like, there's actually, I think there was like a channel with like, I think 250,000, maybe almost 300,000 subscribers that got terminated the other week because they were doing fake giveaways. So they were saying, like, subscribe, comment, and you can win this. And they weren't actually giving away the prizes, and there was like multiple pieces of evidence that they were doing it. I don't know if they'd ever closed down a channel like Emergency Awesomes because of it. It might just be a mistake. Maybe he forgot to send it. So bring it up with Twitter on him. If you didn't receive it, because 2 months is a very long time. Fair enough, it was only like two or 3 weeks, but 2 months is a pretty long time. 2 or 3 weeks, but 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 2 or 3 weeks, why did Cecile do such a terrible job as a lawyer? Well, she didn't really have much to go off. Like, I was saying that to one of my friends I was talking, he's like, oh, she didn't really do much. I was like, well, she didn't really have much. All she could really do was defend the points they were bringing up, which were pretty hard to defend. And they had really no evidence to help them out. Because Barry was in the apartment, the phone call he received, it wasn't like he received it when he was on his way back to the apartment. He received that phone call when he was in the apartment from Dominic, who was, DeVoe. So there was a lot of evidence going against Barry, so it would have really been really, really hard to defend. And even the piece of evidence that they tried to use against her, they flipped it on her because she started crying and saying that like DeVoe was getting cucked by Dominic. That was weird. I can't, like, that was a bit where I was like, is this like in real life? I don't know if a jury would necessarily believe that, because that's like such a go-to thing to what do you call it? Like, defend yourself, in a situation like that. And also, when she was saying like he had ALS, was it like the medical records to defend the ALS thing? Like, was that like a medical thing that had been put through by doctors and stuff like that? Is there like medical records that he'd been diagnosed with ALS? Did Marlize do the ALS ice challenge to defend her, to support her husband? Is there evidence of that? If not, attack that. That's a good point to attack. So there were a couple of points, but overall I was happy with what they did, because I didn't really want to spend too much time in this house is bitchin' in the courtroom, just because I know people got bored. Even the amount of time we had in there, in yesterday's episode, a lot of people were complaining about that. So imagine if there was even more. But yeah. Sam with the $2, I'm the captain now. That's from the also Discord. If you want to join the Discord, that link is in the description below. And Vladimir, giveaways just suck for me. I do giveaways, but I do them like very sporadically is the correct term to use. I don't do them too often. Like, I didn't do one for like 3 months or something. I didn't do one for a while, and I've got one going at the moment which ends. I'll probably announce the winner. Announce the winner tomorrow's video. Yeah, well, I'll announce the winner in tomorrow's video. I've already got the winner. I already picked out the comments, so I already know who won. Actually, the person who won was actually in this live stream. So if you're watching this and you entered the giveaway, you might have the chance of winning it, because I saw who won it in this live stream. I like the name pop up, unless they have a very similar name to someone else that commented, or the exact same name, might I say. I personally think that Barry should have made a time remnant. No more time remnants, for the love of God. I hope they just completely wiped that out of the show. It was good in season 2. It made sense. But when they brought it in season 3 and involved him with Savitar, nope. Get time remnants off the show. Let's forget it. Let's take it out of our vocabulary. Someone whack me in the head so I can forget what a time remnant is, because I hope that the writers do as well. It's such an escape tool, and I hate when shows have escape tools. Or like when the audience says, or it's like an excuse, like, oh, Barry's in prison, why doesn't he create a time remnant so that time remnant can stay in prison and he can go do something else? Well, he wouldn't do that, because Barry's not an idiot after experiencing season 3. You'd have to be like borderline dumb, like borderline like, brain dead to think that for Barry to think that making another time remnant would be a good idea, because look what happened with Savitar. And that was a Barry that wasn't really in a bad spot, if that makes sense. He wasn't in prison. Like, Barry was out of prison at that time. So imagine if that time remnant got stuck in prison, that'd be like Savitar 7.0, like much worse. How did I watch Black Lightning? I streamed it. Why aren't they mentioning the Speed Force storm? Once again, hopefully they come back to that. I guess you could argue maybe it's not relevant at the moment, but the fact that they haven't mentioned it at all is a bit concerning, because they made it seem like such a big thing at the end of last season. So hopefully we see more of it, or at least they come back to it at some stage. Will the writings Barry wrote from the coming out of the Speed Force help defeat the Thinker? Well, they have something to do with the Thinker, because the Thinker, or DeVoe, was riding them on his chalkboard, if you want to call it that. And also, they were on his computer, and they were also sort of like tattooed on his face, almost. So they have something to do with him and his grand plan at the end. And episode 15 is called Enter Flash Time, and I'm hoping that is the episode where they come back to it, because in yesterday's episode, they finally came back to episode 1 and mentioned all the stuff that Barry was saying. And I was wondering, when are they finally going to come back to it? And they finally came back to it in that episode, which was good to see. So hopefully in not saying next episode, but, you know, at some point in this back half of the season, hopefully in the next 4 or 5 episodes, they sort of dive in to what Barry was saying, all the symbols, and try and break it all down and stuff like that. Who do you think Malice is? Anyone we know or someone completely new? One of the hot theories, hashtag hot theory, is that Malice is something to do with the Time Bureau. So it's like a future leader of the Time Bureau, and that's why those Time Bureau members were sort of against Rip, because Rip was against Malice. So I think that's what we think it is. Hello, Maury Couture, or is it Couture? Couture, because isn't like an umlaut like like Ozil, like Ozil. So Couture, I think it's maybe how you pronounce it. Let me know. Is Black Lightning on in Australia? It will be on Netflix next week, but I streamed it because YouTube. So also, it annoys me that so many Flash fans still don't know the difference between a time remnant and a speed. Is there really that much confusion around that? Like, one's pretty simple. Like, one's actually like a living embodiment. It's like a time remnant is another. It's just like a one slightly like 2 seconds in the future. That's what a time remnant is. But yeah, and a speed mirage, they're completely different. Thank you, Vladimir. Time remnants, sorry, would be cool if they were exclusive to one speedster who'd take over the world with them. That would be a speedster villain and a half. Well, yeah, that's like, I guess arguably you could argue that maybe that's what we can only make one. That's the issue actually that Legends of Tomorrow did with Reverse Flash. Like, Reverse Flash had, like, if you've watched Legends of Tomorrow season 2 and the finale, like, there's like, I'm just gonna say 100 Reverse Flashes there, and they're all meant to be time remnants. But theoretically, if you break it down, you can only have one time remnant. You can't have more than one time remnant at one given time. So it makes no sense. There can only be one. Because the time remnant is, okay, so this is the normal, this is just, say this is Reverse Flash, and this is Reverse Flash 2 seconds in the future. He goes back in time to where this same Reverse Flash is, and that one from the future is the time remnant, so they're traveling at the same time. But he can't travel back more. Neither of them can travel, another future version themselves can't travel back again, because it would cancel the other one out. So there can only be 2 at one time. So that's what the issue was in Legend of Tomorrow Season 2's finale, when there was like a ridiculous amount of Reverse Flashes. Like, all of them should have been cancelled out apart from 2. The only argument you can make is because Reverse Flash isn't relevant to the current timeline, he could have made more, but I still don't necessarily think that makes sense. It's confusing without me drawing down stuff. I might make a video in the next week, full on Photoshop me drawing stuff to like give you like a visual imagery of what it is, but I wouldn't even be able to do it on stream even with my whiteboard, because I'd be rubbing out stuff too much. Or wiping out. I shouldn't use the term rubbing because someone will probably audio clip that. But yeah, wiping stuff out. It's really confusing. And the fact that Legends did that at the end of Season 2 made it even more confusing. Sam with the $2 super chat, very much appreciated. Puppy cameo soon, name picked. I don't know, I've got to ring next week to confirm it. So it'll be in like the next 2 or 3 weeks I'll have it. I don't really mind about gender, and with my name, it's either probably, for a boy, it's probably going to be Cal, and for a girl, between Sunny and something else, which I have to talk to my sister about what she might need. But yeah, I'm excited to get it, but I'll let you guys know when I'm getting it, I guess. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll see it 100% because I'll definitely be posting some Snapchats of maybe the puppy when I get it. Akarov with I think that's a Danish crone, I want to say, from good old Denmark. Where and how did you watch The Flash Season 4 Episode 10? Well, I streamed it, so whenever the shows are on, I just type in, what do you call it? CW live stream. That's like the best way to go about it. In regards to watching it after the fact, if you can't watch it on TV, I see a lot of people recommending like Popcorn Time. It's like an app you can download to your computer. I don't know how quickly they update their servers with the new episodes, but Popcorn Time is one that I see a lot of people use, and you can watch movies and stuff on there as well. But yeah, you'd have to look into that, or if someone wants to recommend it in the chat, Yeah. Have you seen Ralph's new suit? Yeah, we brought it up earlier. I like it. It looks a bit baggy. That's the only issue. The only thing I can think of is, you know how it has that button there? Maybe if he presses that button, it like constricts to his body. Maybe that's what it is. I just thought that then. Maybe that's what that button does. Maybe like it's like a vacuum seals, if that makes sense. But I'll make a video. I think I'm going to upload it tomorrow just to get out of the way. I'll do a video on the all the promo images and stuff and explain everything that's going on in certain new characters. There's a really cool new character that's in the promo images. I haven't really seen much people talk about it, but someone might have. But I'll go into it in my video tomorrow because I don't really want to spoil it now. We'll just talk about some other stuff here. But keep your eyes out for that video tomorrow. It'll be out at the same time. I probably uploaded my Black Lightning video this morning. Is Ralph going to leave Team Flash at the end of the season? Going by what's happening this season, I don't think he will. I think he might stick around. We'll have to wait and see. Does Emergency Awesome actually... I didn't say he did fake giveaways. That person was saying that he's been waiting 2 months for his Flash ring. I know that Emergency Awesome does do the Flash ring giveaways. I'm not saying anything. I guess if there's more people that came out and said that he wasn't giving the giveaways away, then fair enough. But he might be doing them. But yeah, I'm not one to point fingers, if that makes sense. So if you didn't get it, ask him on Twitter what happened, I guess. Sorry if I'm just clicking away. Will the Flash be released in next week's episode? No, he's going to be in prison for another until episode 12. In episode 12, he'll still be in prison because of the synopsis or episode description for that episode. We know he's still in there. What state do I live in? I live in Queensland. Will I do Krypton trailer analysis as reviews and stuff? Maybe. It premieres, I think, in March. I think it's a weekend show as well, which is somewhat good because it's not conflicting with any other things. So I might do it, but I'll let everyone know closer to the date because honestly, you'll notice if you watched a couple of my streams, I'm not necessarily really excited for it, but I'm still intrigued about it, so you have to wait and watch. My giveaway will be announced probably tomorrow. I think I'll announce it tomorrow just because it's been roughly a week. Either tomorrow or my first Flash video for the weekend, but if you watch either of those, you'll see who wins the giveaway. But I'll probably put it in tomorrow's video unless I forget. Thank you, Brian Garson, with the $2 super chat. Very much appreciated, mate. Barry will escape using stretching powers. We do see Ralph in prison in the grey onesie, so that must be at the beginning of the episode. He must like stretch his way in or something. To have a conversation with Barry. So Barry won't escape next episode. I think they're definitely going to talk about possibly getting him out, or maybe even Ralph goes in there to try and get him out. That could be a thing that goes on. And Barry says, no, leave me here. Leave me here. You go. Maybe I think that's what it is. Ralph isn't confident enough to take on the Trickster, so he goes into prison to try and maybe break out Barry just to help him. And then Barry sort of says, no, you can do it. Leave me be. And you can do it, and like sort of inspires Ralph, I guess you could say. Can't Ralph just stretch into normal size after he gets shrunk? Yeah, but he'd be disproportioned, because he sort of has to always return to his normal state. He's like holding shapes, if that makes sense. So even if he was shrunk and he stretched himself, he'd be disproportioned. So there's an episode. It's episode 12. Honey, I Shrunk Team Flash. Cisco and Ralph get I was gonna say flashed. They get shrunk by a villain. So, or maybe not a villain, but I think they say that they're a villain or just a meta. I don't know, either a villain or a meta, one of the two. So I think it's just gonna be cool seeing both of them use their abilities when they're small. That's gonna be funny. Thank you, Stepful, for the $1 super chat. Very much appreciated. Do you think the Thinker's wife has doubts? Yeah, I think we were talking about that before. I think she's definitely having like an inner battle in her head about whether to trust her husband or not. I think she's scared her husband's gonna get absorbed by the power, if that makes sense, and sort of abuse it as well. Thank you, Vladimir. I want Barry to do Hermione's time turner on sitting in jail and saving the city, an acceptable use of time travel.
This house is bitchin'.
Yeah, maybe, but it's just they sort of like ruled out time travel. I think we might get time travel once this season. I think it's going to be in that Enter Flash Time episode where you might get time travel. But I don't think Barry's going to do it. I don't think he would use it in that situation. I think Barry's like sort of settled on the idea that he's got to face what's ahead of him in regards to prison and just deal with it and let try and hope that Team Flash outside can get him out of prison. So I think that's what he's going to rely on. You could argue like why doesn't he do it, but I think that's what he's going to do because I think he knows. I think Barry's learned his lessons in regards to the consequences of time travel. Thank you, Brian, for the $1 super chat. Very much appreciated. Thanks for that. I swear I heard Caitlin say something about sending something to Tracy last episode. Did you hear it? I'm probably not the best person to ask because I missed the word Fallout being used about 27 times apparently. Thanks to my comment section on my review. Even though I think people were exaggerating because I doubt it was used. Someone said it was used 10 times. I think that's an exaggeration. But yeah, maybe I'm did anyone else hear Tracy Brand in yesterday's episode? This is kind of off topic, but have you and Charlie ever talked? I don't hate anyone. I'm a pretty hard person to annoy. There's only like one person on YouTube that does similar stuff to me that I sort of like can't tolerate, and whenever I see them, I'll just like move on and just ignore them, and I won't name them. Some of you in the chat might know who that is, but it's not. I respect Charlie for what he does. Some of his motives, but like methods, maybe I don't respect. But I've never talked to him from memory. I don't think I've talked to him. I think I've been in like a Twitter thread, but I don't think I was like ever directed something at him, if that makes sense. What do you think of Goldberg on The Flash? Well, we knew he was coming. It's just they never really confirmed when, and I just assumed if Barry went to prison that Goldberg is a WWE wrestler. He's big. He would be one of the prisoners, and that's exactly what happened. So he's in prison, and I think he's going to be the guy that knew Henry Allen. Like I think that's why he goes to Barry, because he might have been sort of friendly with Henry Allen back in the day, and he might have known that Henry Allen died and stuff like that, and he like sort of protects Barry because it looks like Goldberg is the biggest dude in that prison. Do you think we'll see more of Jay Garrick? Well, he's going to be in episode 15. We know that because he's on set. Apart from that, I don't know if he's going to be in any more episodes. It's hard to tell. Because he's not really relevant. They're not versing a speedster, so he doesn't have to be there the whole time. But episode 15 and possibly 14 does look like it's going to be a very speedster-heavy episode, which I'm looking forward to. Black Line. Black Line always accuses me of copying his videos when I've literally never watched a video of his. I've been to his channel after he accused me of copying him, and I was like, what did I copy? And I think what he was referring to was when I think I did a top 5, or was it top 10? No, it was top 5 Arrowverse villains, I think, of what it was, and he accused me of copying him. I couldn't see a video on his channel where he did that, unless he was just copying me, saying that I copied him with the concept of top 5s. But I did top 5s a while ago. I did top 5s like back in the Flash season 2, so anyway. People just throw out the term "you've copied me" all the time because they get defensive. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that Black Line because yeah, I've seen him accuse other people as well, apparently. So, like screenshots and stuff, but I don't really know the context of when it is. He has the same cell as Henry. Do you think this was done on purpose? Yeah, I think it was just more of like a not a parallel, but just like something to use on the show to like sort of like inspire Barry, as I said, because Henry was in a more difficult situation because his case was harder to prove that he did not do it, because the guy that actually committed the crime that he was charged for was from the future and a speedster. So it was 127 times harder to prove that Henry Allen was innocent, while with Barry's, it's all set in present day, so it'd be easier to sort of crack. So that should hopefully inspire Barry. The only issue with that is if you go back to the Flash Season 1 finale, Henry's cell has a little window because he can see like the singularity forming. In that cell, there's no window. So unless that was an old Henry Allen cell or something and he got moved, there's a bit of an inconsistency. I did see some people bringing that up, and I even knew that as well. I thought that from the top of my head. But yeah, but I think it's a good move. That was a nice moment as well. To have them sharing the same cell, or being the same cell that Henry was in at one point. Any chance Black Lightning's daughters get a spin-off or join another show like Legends or Titans? Well, Black Lightning, even though the show is called Black Lightning, the show is basically about the daughters. And it's just set around Black Lightning. Like, it's really going to be about their journey, because Black Lightning's been Black Lightning in the past, and he's just reprising the role now. But this journey in Black Lightning is more going to be about the daughters. I'm not happy. It looks like Barry's growing facial hair. Well, he probably would. You wouldn't shave too much in prison. Barry might want to fit the part as well. Why did Barry let himself get caught for the murder? Well, I think it was a hard situation to get out of. There would have been too much. There would have been evidence in there regardless. I did see some people saying he moved the body, but could he got rid of the evidence? Probably not. If you go back and watch the end of episode 9 or the mid-season finale, that sort of explains why he does. I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's like a quote from earlier in that episode that he was having a conversation with Iris with. So if you go back and watch that part, you'll sort of get a reading on what they were talking about. Oh yeah, Caitlin said she is sending Fallout to Tracy to study. Okay. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to... So the fact that they name dropped Tracy does basically confirm that she should be back later this season, which was said when we moved into the season, that Tracy would, be more relevant come the end of the season. She's not going to be relevant at the beginning. It's going to be interesting to see if she comes back to help with the cerebral inhibitor, which I will be doing a video on that this weekend for everyone that, is somewhat interested. I will be doing a video on the cerebral inhibitor because so many people have been asking. So I'll do a video tomorrow, which is like a promo images video. We'll go over Ralph's new suit and stuff like that, and some other stuff, which some people seem to miss, which I think is really interesting and really cool. And then on the weekend, so either the day I upload my Arrow trailer breakdown, or maybe the day after, I'll do the cerebral inhibitor video, but we'll wait and see. It's 9:40 where I am going to bed. No, well, good night, Jackson. Hope you have a good sleep, no nightmares. How would DeVoe die? Well, I think it's just more his consciousness will die, and I think Dominic might survive. Maybe that's what they're going to go for. They might just be able to get DeVoe's consciousness out of... The only issue is, that's actually one thing I was actually thinking of. If, say, Dominic becomes... Like, Dominic's body becomes... maybe not his prime form of transportation, if you want to call it. DeVoe might put his consciousness into a computer and he might become AI, which is exactly sort of what happens in the comics. There's like an AI version of the Thinker. So that's maybe a road they're going to go down this season. And I think they might. I think DeVoe might have no real need for Dominic's powers at one point. He might have used as much as he can of them. And he might move on, or at least maybe be able to separate his consciousness so he can say... what do you call it? He can stay in Dominic's body, but he can also have part of his consciousness in AI. If he can do that, that's overpowered as hell. But they could do that if they wanted to. But it'd be pretty interesting if they go down that route. Do you like Black Lightning's old suit from the security video? Yeah, it's basically like his suit from the comics. Like, it's like 100% like it is in the comics. And then they've given him the new suit, which is like bulletproof, or it absorbs. It's really weird. It's cool, but it's weird at the same time. I like the new suit. I saw a lot of people hating on it. I like it, but that's just my preference. If he had either suit, I'd be fine with it, but I do like the new suit. Yeah. Black Lightning is awesome, and I have school in 6 hours. It's 2:20 at Scotland on first year. Well, you might want to get to bed. Was it Lennon? I think it was Lennon. Yeah, Lennon, you might want to get to bed, mate. It's a bit late, isn't it? Even I don't stay out that late. Where did I watch Black Lightning? I streamed it. I just on the CW. So yeah. Do you know what flash time is? It is, well, I think it's called enter flash time, and in my videos, when was I think the Jay Garrick Returns video, I did talk about how they could be referencing enter hyperspace from Star Wars. It just seems like a very similar thing, and that's what they do on the shows. Like a lot of pop culture references, and either the titles or just things that happen in the episode. So maybe that's what they're going for. But flash time isn't really a thing unless it's like a new ability. I don't know. Thank you, Vladimir, once again. Okay, so a not very good guy randomly becomes a speedster. What's the most messed up, twisted, or freaky thing he would do to others? Your opinion? Oh, probably the most messed up thing you could do is murder them, I guess. That's like the most scary thing. Like that's I think why Zoom was such a scary villain, and I think there was a lot of lost potential with Zoom because well, good night, Mr. Super. Hope you have a good night. There's a lot of lost potential with Zoom because he was a serial killer before he even became a speedster. So they could have done so much more with him. They did a lot, but they could have done more. You know what I mean? And I think his ending was a bit disappointing, which sort of ruined his potential. Obviously, there could be weirder stuff that a speedster could do with their powers. But you don't really want to think about it. I don't think the Flash would ever go down that route. They had the serial killer with Zoom, and they didn't really do too much with him there. So I don't think they'd do anything else with that. Which Earth do you think Black Lightning is set on? I don't know. I just know that it won't be connected to the Arrowverse this season. So yeah, rule out if you see anything saying like, "Oh, is this an Easter egg to something on Black Lightning connecting Arrow and Flash to it?" Ignore it because they've confirmed that this season there's not going to be any Black Lightning. Unless it's like in the last 2 episodes or something and they do little references. The thing that's the most interesting is if you've watched Black Lightning, I mentioned in my review, they have that, like the news report, and they talk about other superheroes. So I was like, oh, okay, well, who the hell are they talking about? Because this is not set in the Arrowverse, or at least it's not on Earth 1. So what other superheroes are there? I think they said it's not on Supergirl's Earth, so what other superheroes do we have on this Earth that Black Lightning is on? They might not reveal them to us because they want to keep it like disconnected and keep that almost like a mystery and just really focus on this Black Lightning vigilante stuff. But they mentioned on the news, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'm sort of intrigued to see if they dive deeper into that. Alexis Perez with the $2 super chat. Killer Frost versus Captain Cold, who would win? Probably Killer Frost. I think because she can like throw like. I think Killer Frost is a bit too OP. I think for Captain Cold to deal with. So yeah, I'd say Killer Frost. Where was Wally for this episode? Who knows? Who knows where Wally is? I think he's... I don't know when he's going to come back, because we know he's going to Legends, so, but you think he'd have to come to Flash first to, like segment over, or, like, build that bridge over to Legends? So, yeah. Trial of the Flash, good or bad? I liked it. I saw a lot of people complaining about it, but personally, I loved the episode. I thought it was a great way to kick off this back half of the season. Because I thought the first half of this season, The Flash was really strong. I saw people complaining about it, saying the Thinker wasn't interesting. I was like, it's really well, it's very well written, the first half of this Flash. Like, I love DeVoe's writing in this season. I'm not too sure it's going to play at the back half, just because he isn't DeVoe anymore. Like, he's DeVoe in Dominic's body. But I really like the first half of this season. Like, it probably would have been my favorite if Legends wasn't as strong. You know, if Legends maybe had like 1 or 2 more like average episodes, Flash could have pipped it as my favorite this season so far. And I think Flash continued on very strong this season. Like a lot of you guys know, I didn't ride season 3 saying, oh my god, it's amazing. I didn't like the end of season 3. I didn't like the back half of season 3 that much, especially after episode like 16 or something like that. I didn't like it. Did I miss a donation? Was it a Streamlabs donation? I don't think I missed a donation, did I? I don't think I did. Okay. I think that person might have been lying because I don't think I missed a donation. I've read all of them out. What was I even talking about? I can't remember because I can't remember what I was talking about now because I had to stop and see if I missed a donation or not. Well, whoever said that, damn you, because I've lost my train of thought. Are you ever going to do a next live chat, like a stream like this? I do them every week, just before, what do you call it? Supergirl. So whenever Supergirl's on, I do it like about 5 hours before that. So that's a weekly stream I'll always do, and we'll be previewing all the shows coming up as well as talking about the stuff that happened in the previous episodes. But that's like the one stream where it's always going to happen. And I'll probably stream around this same time every week as well, if it fits in, if I can do it. I'll try and do it this time every week. So hopefully there'll be at minimum, I'll let this go, 2 streams a week. Good night, everyone. I'm leaving. By the way, do you think my connection to your stream in Australia through satellite, or is it all just cable under the ocean? Probably satellite, I guess. I think with like Europe and stuff, it's all under the ocean, like cable wise, but I think Australia outside, it's all satellite, I'm guessing. I don't know, I'm not too knowledgeable about that stuff, but thank you, Vladimir, for all the super chats and your different questions and comments throughout the stream. Hopefully you have a good night. Captain Cold versus Killer Frost. I answered that. Alexis Perez. I said Killer Frost versus Captain Cold. Who would win? I said Killer Frost because she's pretty overpowered. I answered that. What's with those ugly bed sheets / blanket? Don't bag out the bed sheets. They're amazing. I'm going to end this stream in about 10-15 minutes, give or take a couple of minutes. I answered the Killer Frost Captain Cold question for everyone that's asking. Unless the stream skipped out or something. I don't know if it did. No one was saying that the stream dropped, so. Barry's faster than Savitar. Savitar was never really that fast. Savitar was only appeared to be fast because he was jumping in and out of the Speed Force at the beginning of the season because he was locked in the Speed Force prison. So he was like teleporting, essentially. That's the best way to put it. He was never that fast, Savitar. Do you think Malice will be all CGI? Sorry. Maybe he can become like a life form, if that makes sense, or he can like where he is CGI, but I think he might have like a human representation, maybe, where it's not CGI, like it's just a person. You should do a live reaction to a show. Maybe I could do it if I wanted to. I know what show I'd be able to do. It'd get caught with copyright straight away though, that's the issue. And the stream can be taken down. So that's one of the hardest things about live streaming a show on YouTube. I think on Twitch you can do it, but on YouTube it's basically impossible. Because after like 10 minutes the stream would be sort of like taken down for copyright. Like you wouldn't get a strike, it'd just be like just taken down. Have I ever watched The Office? The US one I've like rewatched, like, I'm not even joking, I think it'd be bordering like 9 or 10 times. It's like one of my favorite shows. And I've watched the UK one like maybe 3 times, but that's much shorter. It's like you could watch that in a day, the whole thing of that, easily. Do you think we'll see more of the Council of Wells or another version of Team Flash? Never know, they might bring back some versions or some people from the Council of Wells. I don't think we'll see another version of Team Flash though. Oh, sorry for yawning, guys. Sorry. I woke up early and couldn't get back to sleep this morning. The Office is very good. Season 1, you might be like, oh, what's so good about this? But you keep watching it. Season 2 and then onwards is really good. And then season, I think it's 8, is like not that good. It's definitely the weakest season. And then season 9's the last one. But it's not as good as the other ones, but it's still decent. But the first like 7 seasons of The Office are all good. Do you think Grodd will come back? Grodd is on Legends, so when Legends comes back, Grodd will be back. I don't know how like influential he's going to be on the season, but yeah, Grodd's on Legends at the moment, so I don't think we'll be seeing him on Flash anytime soon. Who would win, Savitar or Future Barry? Well, Future Barry, probably. If current day Barry could sort of almost beat Savitar and then Iris shoots Savitar, which was weird, but we'll move on. Then the Flash from the future should easily be able to beat Savitar. Do you think we'll see all 5 totems on Legends? I think that's the whole point of the season, like the whole totem game. I think that's what they're probably going for. I think episode like 12 or 11 is called, or 13 it might be, it's something about the Earth Totem. It's called like the Battle for the Earth Totem or Fight for the Earth Totem, something like that. So yeah. Am I excited for iZombie Season 4? Yes, I am. I think that comes out in almost a month, like probably like 5 weeks or something. So I'm excited for that to come back. Ooh. Do I think someone major will die at the end of this season? I don't think so. I don't think there's it's a necessity for someone to die. Like I think like Marlies might die, like the mechanic might die. But yeah. I'm not ignoring anyone in the chat. If I'm not answering your question, it's because there's too much stuff coming in. As I said, Super Chat is like the 100% way that I can answer your question. Other than that, it's just lucky dip. So there's really no point complaining because it's not my fault. I'm just picking random questions, then I'll spend a certain amount of time on answering it, and I miss comments. Do you think... I almost said Supergirl. Do I think Supergirl got weird or stupid or cheesy? Supergirl's always been sort of cheesy. The issue with Supergirl is that it puts things in the forefront of the show, which not many people want. Or it puts something in the forefront that should be in the background. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be in the forefront. Or the foreground, might I say. Such as Mon-El's and Kara's relationship shouldn't be our main focus of the show, and it was in season 2. And it sort of affected parts of it, the season. Why Lena and James are a couple on the show, who knows? So Supergirl just does some weird things with stuff like that. But Reign's good this season, but hopefully they don't stuff up Reign. Because Supergirl has the rewriting thing they're doing at the moment, which it just has the potential to burn and just burn to the ground. So yeah. Do I like Ralph's suit? Yeah, I do. I think it might get an improvement, unless that button there is to like vacuum seal it, which I think it might be. Do I watch Doctor Who? No, I don't. What time is the YouTube CW's Black Lightning stream on? What stream's that? I've never heard of it. Legends is back in around a month. So there's 3 more episodes of Supergirl, and then it's over, and that's when Legends comes back the week after that. Why isn't Black Lightning on a Wednesday, letting Legends continue to air after? Well, Black Lightning needed a time spot. And Legends has less episodes. Like Legends only had 9 episodes to left to air. So, like Legends was always going to debut late. So it just mattered, like, you know, it just makes sense, I think. And also because Supergirl's got those production issues, it just makes sense to put Legends where Supergirl is. A lot of people were blaming Black Lightning. I was like, it's not Black Lightning's fault at all. What do you think about the Black Panther movie? I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what they do because it's a very interesting concept, and just the world that it's in is going to be really cool to see. Did I say that? I didn't say there's going to be a Black Lightning. No, someone was asking where I watched Black Lightning. I said I streamed it. I think that's what I said. There's not a YouTube Black Lightning stream or anything like that. I just said I streamed Black Lightning yesterday when I watched it. Ooh. Redemption arc for Grodd. Not everyone has to have a redemption arc. I don't think it's really that point. There's no point to it. Jada or Jada, one of the two, with the $5 super chat. Very much appreciated. Do you think Arrow is heading in the right direction to redeem itself? Apart from Olicity, obviously, I just hope it does. I just really hope it does. Sorry, season 5 is great. Yeah, I think it's from that trailer we saw. I think this season is going to definitely improve from the first half. It does look like the FBI storyline is not going to be such a major focus, which is a good thing. I think it's still going to be relevant, but just not as interrupting as it was in the first half. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what they do in the back half, because I still believe that Richard Dragon's going to be the main villain, and Caden James will be either dead or put somewhere else. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for Arrow, and hopefully everyone is as well. Someone just mentioned J-Raw. That's a name I haven't seen in a while. J-Raw is an overrated liberal hipster, Marvel basher, misogynist, and homophobic religious hypocrite and disingenuous corporate shill. I don't like J-Raw. I'll make that. I think he's made... Someone's told me. I'm not going to point fingers and stuff, but I'll just say what I was told. Someone said that he like sub-mentioned me, if that makes sense. Like, you know how you can sub-tweet? If anyone has Twitter, you can sub-tweet where you talk about someone, you'll bag someone without mentioning them so they don't see it. Apparently, he did that to me on stream. I want to say it was a couple of months ago. Once again, I didn't see a clip from it. No one recorded it. I was just told by a handful of people that that's what happened. But yeah, I don't really like him anyway. But I can't remember. Who was that? I think it was it Spies or something? Did I say that? I can't remember. Anyway, we have a super chat, $2 super chat from Mr. Flash67 with the $2 super chat. Very much appreciated. Do you know the way? Do I know the way? I think I do. To the Queen. Is that meme still relevant? Because it was very popular last week, but memes move in and out very quickly. But yeah, do I watch Glee? I think my sister used to watch it back in the day. So I've watched episodes, but I didn't watch it. You know, I didn't watch it every week. If it was on TV when she was watching it, then I would sit down and do something else and it'd, you know, be playing in the background. Sorry if I'm rubbing my eye. There is something in it and it really hurts. And I can't get it out at the moment, so I'm going to have to get it out after I end this stream in a couple of minutes. So I'll stream for like another 5 minutes, guys, just to give you the heads up. What are your goals for YouTube? Have you reached it? Well, the only real goal I had was to reach 100k, and we hit that last year, so I was very happy about that. So anything past this is like an improvement. Because I'm never going to reach 1 million because of like the niche I do, which is very hard to reach 1 million. God, my eye hurts. What the hell? But yeah, so I'm happy where I am at the moment. Just getting past 100 was awesome. Yeah, on Earth 1, Krypton probably never exploded. So that's why there's no Superman or Supergirl on Earth 1. Oh my god, my eye, what the hell? How big is my family? I have just 2 sisters. So I have an older sister and a younger sister, so not that big. Not that big. That's from Alexis with the $2 super chat, very much appreciated. How did Black Lightning get his powers? I'm pretty sure they're going to explore more of his origins in this season, because there's stuff from the trailer, like in regards to him back in the day that isn't in the first episode. So I think we might get more, especially around like Tobias Whale and even the Inspector Henderson, I think it is, who's like the cop that we saw in the episode. they're all gonna have like flashbacks, I think, to when Black Lightning was relevant, or was around the first time. So sorry for knocking the mic. So we'll have more flashbacks then, hopefully, and we might see his origins and stuff like that. Oh. Who do you think has the best suit in the Arrowverse? This season, I'd probably have to say, probably Flash. Like, if it was last season, it wouldn't be Flash, because we've just seen that suit so many times, but his new suit is, like, so good. So, no, I said there's no Krypton, so the Krypton didn't explode in, like, the plane of existence that Earth 1 is on, which means that there's no Superman and no Supergirl. They'd still be on Krypton. Who do you think is faster, Jesse Quick or Wally West? I think it's Wally. Is Black Lightning's suit bulletproof? Yeah, in the first episode, they give off that impression that it's bulletproof. So it must be. Like, the whole suit, which, you know, his head's still very open, so you shoot for the head if you're a villain, but yeah. Gotta go to sleep. Bye, Pagey. See you, Gaming Panda Max. I'm going to be ending this stream in a couple of minutes anyway, so you're not going to miss much. What are my thoughts on the Infinity War trailer? I very much enjoyed it. I'm excited for the movie. I don't know who wouldn't be. I'm excited for it, so... Will Saturn Girl and Brainiac 5 get new suits? Saturn Girls looks pretty in-depth, so probably not her. In regards to Brainiac 5, I'm not too sure. Probably not. It is like 1:05 in the afternoon where I am. So yeah, we'll say 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Why does Black Lightning bleed after every fight if his suit is bulletproof? Did he fight after he got stabbed in the thingo? What do you call it? The club fight when he wasn't in his Black Lightning suit. And then the flashbacks, that suit wouldn't have been bulletproof. Like his new one, you saw the guy shoot it and it hit like the lightning bolt, and it's sort of like just it was almost like it went into like gel or something, like it stuck to the suit and he just pulled it out. I don't know what's wrong with my eye. I think I just got something in it. I just have to go wash my eye out after this. But there's no point. If it was like only half an hour into the stream, I'd probably pause the stream for a bit and go and do it, but I think it might be an eyelash. That's probably what it is. It feels like it's an eyelash. But I'm going to end the stream now, guys. Thanks to everyone that joined in. We streamed for about an hour and a half. That went really quickly. I can't believe how... Did I dab when I rubbed my eye? Damn it. I swore I would never dab on stream, and I've accidentally dabbed. Damn you, eye. But yeah, thanks to everyone that joined the stream. I'll probably stream this time every week. I'll try and do it every single time this week. If I'm going to stream randomly that's not on the time that I set, you know, a couple of hours before Supergirl every week, it'll probably be this time. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. It's very suitable for Americans, I guess this time. So yeah, hopefully you guys can jump in whenever you can. But until the next stream, guys, I'll catch you later. And thank you to everyone that super chatted and supported the channel in that way. If you want to, you can click that Streamlabs link and you can donate out of the stream if you want. But that's only if you want to. I'm not forcing anyone to. Just if you want to support the channel. But I hope everyone has a good night, especially if you're in America, because it's almost bedtime over there, I guess. But yeah, everyone have a good day, and I'll have a new video out tomorrow. Go check out my videos from earlier today if you haven't. The Flash trailer breakdown and my Black Lightning review if you haven't. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.